Hello, writers. It is day 16, and I'm still on track, slowly making my way through this tale. So I have a bunch of ideas for the where the story is going. Right now, I'm glad that it's back on track with where I thought I was heading before I derailed it with a bad idea, or I derailed it with a good idea, but that didn't fit within the context of the story. And I have it back where it's going. So I'm following my original plan, and it's turning out quite well. So we'll see. Hopefully that will continue for a while. Tomorrow is Sunday. And so the weekend is almost gone. I have an episode of Knife Errant to do. We'll see how much I get accomplished in pushing the story forward. Obviously, 30,000 words is coming up pretty quickly. So one of the things about the story that I'm writing is that it's set in a real world, and a lot of the settings are real world settings, but then there's a lot of elements that are imaginary, or at least modified somewhat to fit the story. And it can be really hard sometimes to decide, like, oh, what is this? How, at what point do I make something up, and at what point do I use reality? And so I've invented some different places in one particular area where I just sent my character. I I used I used a particular real place, which was a motel, but it's one. It, like, I've never actually been there, so I just used the existence of a motel to posit, a motel in the story. And then I created a bunch of things around that, and I didn't actually use the real world dimensions of the town or anything like that, or the distance between certain buildings. I invented a police department, which they don't actually have, and things like that. So it can be difficult to decide, like, when do I take something that does exist, like that particular town, and add elements to it that I need, and when do I create something wholesale, which is what I'm about to do. And of course, one of the big problems with creating a town, or a place, is that you have to come up with a name for it. And especially in a story where most of the settings already do exist, suddenly, setting a fake town in the middle of wherever, like, if you don't actually pull maps out as you're reading it, if you don't actually pull out maps and look for it, then that wouldn't even be an issue for the reader. But as a writer, when I'm thinking about it, it's kind of weird. So, hopefully when people are reading it, they'll just be enjoying the story and not actually, pulling up Wikipedia or whatever and saying, that town isn't actually real. I think he made that up and that makes it crap. So, anyway, the excerpt is still up there. It's going to stay up there, but read it, comment on it, enjoy it. And I will be back on day 17 with something, at least. And, even if it's just me going, blah. So that'll be fun and exciting. See you later.